talking about your immigration documents, I mean your passport, your I-94, your visa, and your I-20. Firstly, for your records, you should keep your documents in a safe place and keep copies of your documents in a safe place as well. If you lose your original documents, having photocopies can make it easier to get them replaced. But getting replacement documents can be difficult, it can be time-consuming, and it can be expensive. So be careful with your immigration documents. So now let's go on to your documents one by one. We're going to start with your passport. What you want to remember about your passport is that it always needs to be valid into the future when you enter the US. It always needs to be valid in the future when you're here in the US, and each time you enter the US, your passport needs to be valid at least 6 months into the future. If you're here in the US and you see that your passport is going to expire soon, you'll need to contact your consulate or your embassy in order to get it renewed. You should do this before your passport expires. Next, let's talk about your I-94. The I-94 is your entry record. It tells you information about when you last entered the US, and it tells you how long you've been admitted to the US for, so how long you can stay here for. The I-94 is an electronic record. When you entered the US, an electronic record with this information was created for you. You can go online to locate your I-94 record. The address is i94/cbp.dhs.gov. You'll type in a little information about yourself, like your name, your birth date, your passport number, and you'll be able to locate your I-94 record. If you're having difficulty locating your I-94 record, if you go to this website and it says that your record isn't found, come to our office and we can help you find it. But let's talk about the information on your I-94. I've circled the important parts that you should be aware of. First, the class of admission. Since you're in F1 status, this should be marked as F1. And next, your admit until date. That is what tells you how long you can stay in the US. And for F1 students, this is marked D/S. D/S means duration of status, and this means that you're legal to be in the US as long as you follow the rules of your F1 status. So generally, as long as you are a full-time student, you're legal to be here during the entire duration of your program. This is your visa. A visa is an entry document. It's like a key. It allows you to seek admission, or it allows you to enter a country. One thing I always like to point out is the expiration date. We can see here that Harry Potter's expiration date on his visa is May 16th, 2017. So, what does that mean? Does that mean that Harry Potter has to leave the US on May 16th, 2017? No. It means that he won't be able to use this visa to enter the US after May 16th, 2017. So if he's here in the US and then he leaves and he wants to enter after May 16th, 2017, he'll need a new visa. But your visa stamp does not control your length of stay in the US. So if it expires and he's still here, that's okay. Because the I-94 is the document that tells you how long you can stay in the US, and since Harry here is in F1 status, his is marked D/S, meaning as long as he maintains his F1 status, he can stay here in F1 status. The next document I'll talk about is your I-20. Your I-20 is like a contract with the government that gives supplemental information on your visa status. So it says who you are and what you study. Signing it means that you understand it and that you acknowledge that all the information on it is correct. So look over your I-20 carefully. If there's anything that's wrong on it, for example, if your name is misspelled or your country of citizenship is wrong, let us know so that we can correct it. Each time you get an I-20, you should read it carefully and you'll sign it on the bottom of the front page. I've highlighted part of Section 5 of your I-20. In Section 5 of your I-20, it tells you the start date for your studies and the completion date for your studies, which I've highlighted. The completion date for your studies must always be in the future while you're still studying here at San Jose State. If your completion date is going to expire soon and you're not going to graduate before then, let us know so we can help you extend your I-20. I know that this date is way off into the future for everybody here, but take a look at your I-20 now or today and remember the date in Section 5 so that if it does come that you're not graduated by that point, that you haven't completed your studies by that point, you can let us know so that we can help you extend it. You should remember that you'll need to extend your I-20 before that date is reached, if you'll need to do so. So be aware of it, and if it looks like that date is going to come by and you're not done studying, let us know so we can help you extend it. If you don't do this and that date is reached, it could jeopardize your F1 status, so it is important to take a look at that date and remember that. This is the third page of your I-20. At the top of the page is where any employment authorization will be noted. The bottom of the third page of your I-20 is where your travel signature goes, but I'll talk more about travel later.